Welcome to Living with Letters, where parents and caregivers of pre-kindergarten children have fun learning together. Today we came shopping to buy some peaches and other ingredients for our dessert, including peaches and yogurt and honey. And just to make sure we can find everything we need, we'll check all the signs around the store, and that will guide us. I found the peaches. It's the first thing on my list today for our peach dessert, and it's so easy to make. I just need peaches, yogurt, honey, and vanilla. We're all set. Let's follow the sign. I see honey on this aisle. Let's take a look. Oh, I found honey. Here it is right here. And I can read H-O-N-E-Y. Honey, just what we need. So now we have peaches, we have honey, now we have to get the other ingredients on our list to make our dessert. I see the yogurt sign. I found the yogurt. Here it is. Yogurt, Y-O-G-U-R-T. Yogurt. Just what we need. I almost forgot we need vanilla flavoring for our recipe, and I found it. It's right here. Vanilla. V-A-N-I-L-L-A. Vanilla. We're all set. Let's go home and make our special dessert. We have all the ingredients we will need to make frozen peach yogurt. So let's take a look at the recipe so we know how much of each ingredient to use. 2 large fresh peaches, 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt, 1½ tablespoons of honey, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. But before we start preparing our dessert, I'll show you how to make a chef's hat, just like mine and my little chef George. So fold a piece of copy paper in thirds, and depending on the width that you need, you can stretch it out. Staple from the inside out so the staples don't scratch your head. And then just make a circle. Again, staple from the inside out, and then take plain white tissue paper. Grab the 4 corners, and that's where you'll begin to staple to the inside of the hat. So you have the 4 corners on the inside and begin to staple them. So staple 1 corner at a time, then move over a few inches and staple the 2nd corner. Then move over a few inches more, staple the 3rd corner, and then the 4th corner. And then continue going around, tucking in the edges and stapling all the loose edges. Always stapling from the inside out. And once you're finished stapling, puff out your hat, and then you'll have a chef's hat like mine and Chef George's. And now we're ready to make yogurt. Our first step is to wash the peaches, peel the skin, and then slice the peaches in thin slices. Put them in a baggie like this and freeze overnight or for several hours. Our next step is to mix the yogurt, the 1½ tablespoons of honey, and the ½ teaspoon of vanilla in a container, which you will stir and then place in your freezer for about 1 hour. Now we're ready to mix our ingredients in the blender. We'll first place the frozen peaches in the cup and chop them till they're crumbly. Just the adults will use the blender. That's the safest way. Good, see how nice and crumbly they are. Now we'll add the yogurt and honey. Let's blend a little bit longer, and then we'll have delicious frozen yogurt. Ooh, that looks delicious. George will have some. And then I will have some. There you go, George. Some for you. Enjoy that. And I'll have some. Ooh, delicious and sweet with a wonderful taste of peaches. I can't wait till you try some. While we're enjoying our homemade frozen peach yogurt, I'd like to share a narrative story about Curious George and his ice cream adventure, called Curious George and the Ice Cream Surprise, written by Monica Perez and illustrated in the style of H.A. Ray by Mary O'Keefe Young. Margaret and H.A. Ray's Curious George and the Ice Cream Surprise. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. One hot afternoon he heard jingle, 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 jingle. What could that music be? George was curious about the melody he heard coming in through the window. "That's an ice cream truck, George," said the man with the yellow hat. "You know summertime is here when you start hearing the music of the ice cream truck." George loved trucks. He loved ice cream. Ice cream would taste so good on a hot day like today. He would find this wonderful ice cream truck right away. He started to climb out the window, but his friend stopped him. George had to finish his lunch first. By the time George rushed out the door, the music was gone. "Don't worry, George," the man said. "The ice cream truck makes a trip around town each day, all summer long. We'll catch the ice cream truck tomorrow." "Wave it down, George. I'll be right back with my wallet." The man rushed back into the house, but the ice cream truck driver could not see the little monkey on the curb. The truck was not driving very quickly, but it was driving away. George looked back at his house. He looked at the truck. Then he had an idea. George climbed a tree and swung from branch to branch until he swung right onto the roof of the truck. He rode the truck into town. The truck stopped beside the town park. A window on the side opened up, and a small child and her mother stopped to buy ice cream. George could not believe his eyes. The little girl had ordered a frozen treat that looked exactly like a chocolate-covered banana. George danced happily. He knew exactly what to order. The little girl saw him and laughed. The ice cream man saved one last treat for George, a chocolate-covered banana-sickle. Delicious. We began our day today at the grocery store shopping for ingredients that we wrote down on our grocery list, the same ingredients that were included in the written recipe behind me. We looked for environmental print on signs to find the location of the yogurt, honey, vanilla, and the peaches. But environmental print isn't just in grocery stores. We see signs everywhere. Let's take a look. Whenever you're outdoors, whether you're walking or driving in a car, take a look at the signs in our environment. See if you can recognize some letters that you see. Do you recognize the S, T, O, or P? Do you recognize these signs on your favorite ice cream store? Open, closed. Or how about these signs that help us with directions? Enter, exit. Do you recognize any letters in these words? Have you ever seen the name on a street sign that may be the same name as someone we know, like James, John, or Simon. We may even see a letter in one of these names that is the same letter as the beginning of our name. Young children recognize letters in their name. They also recognize print everywhere, on a grocery list, on a recipe, street signs, grocery store signs, and even on a chef's hat. It's so important for parents and caregivers to encourage their young children to practice writing by imitating the same letters they see in their environment. Young children have lots of fun writing letters of their names in dunes, or even writing in the air if you're outdoors. They can spell their name in the air. Children can also have lots of fun writing the letters of their name in shaving cream. But always have paper and pencils available so your children can write their own recipes, shopping lists, and letters to relatives and friends. Please save their writing samples and ask your children to read them back to you. You can write down the words they dictate so your child will see the connection between early stages of their spelling and your corrected spelling. Most importantly, have fun learning and encourage your children to write.